Hey everybody, Stranger Oddities. We're back with you. We've been absent for a little while. Sorry about that. We had some equipment failure in the studio and everything, so we had to get things fixed. We're back up and running now, hopefully. Normally we don't. We try not to let these failures happen, but in this case we had some, like I said, some equipment failure. So I know it's been a couple of weeks longer since we got with you. So we're back here. We're back with you. Sorry about that. Been working on some other videos and stuff for the main channel and everything. So keep you updated on what we've been up to. We just filmed a video that I was looking at some the 1911 stuff. No big surprise there. But we had I had repaired one. I had one go down. We had a ejector break. Yeah, had an ejector break off of the Colt Commander in 9mm. Can you believe that? Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying these words, but the ejector broke. I had noticed it busted right off. I was cleaning it after we were running it a couple of things and doing some stuff with it, and I decided to take the slide off and work on it a little bit, clean it up. And I noticed that the ejector was pretty much just, there was no post on it. That the 9mm ejector on those things protrude out twice the distance, if not maybe 3 times the distance on the ejector itself. And that's to help pop that casing out that is a lot shorter than the 45 Auto. So when it broke, I pretty much kind of shelved the thing for a while, and I wasn't sure when I was going to get around to repairing it. Wasn't really sure what the part was going to cost and all that, so it was going to be pretty much a disabled 1911 for a while there. Wasn't sure if I was even going to replace it or mess with it. I was trying to figure out how it was. I figured I looked at it and was saying, okay, well, this pin just drives out and you just remove the ejector. So I did that. I drove the pin out. It didn't come out very easily. It was actually kind of difficult. Once I got it removed, and I went to, just normally it just you pull up on the ejector and it should just pop right out. Well, whatever Colt had done, it just definitely wasn't being easily removed. So I didn't want to get too crazy with makeshift tools that I had laying around the bench, so I just kind of shelved it for a while. And I ended up having to mount the thing, take the ejector, turn the whole frame upside down, mount it in a vise, and secure it really well, and then take a piece of wood and just kind of tap the frame upward, and it finally came out. It was not easy. That ejector, I got to remember that. I did a video on that extractor ejector. That ejector was in there tight, so tight that you don't even need the pin to hold it in there. So I ended up going on eBay, and this company called, hopefully I can pronounce this correctly, Klonimus, Klonimus. I found their stuff. They're out of Florida, Miami Lakes in Florida, and they I contacted them. They actually sent me they actually gave me a discount on the part. The whole part wound up being $13 free shipping. So when they sent the original one to me, it got lost. USPS does what they do best and just kind of went poof. They did a magic show with it and made it disappear. This company was, minute I contacted them and I said, hey, because it was scheduled to be delivered by a certain date, it didn't show up. I just sent them a quick message saying, hey, look, this thing didn't show up on the date, and I said, well, I'll give it to the following week and let you guys know. they ended up sending a message back and saying, we're going to send you a replacement part. We've been having this issue with USPS. So anyway, nutshell, I got a new replacement part. I installed it. It dropped in perfectly. I didn't have to do any kind of sanding, fitting, nothing, which I was just absolutely pleased with, because I had done way too much of that recently. And I used to work on a lot of these things over time. I used to work on a lot of them when I had the time to do so, when I had a shop, and I, just kind of did it for a living. I don't enjoy doing it anymore. I don't. And this recent events with messing with that and then doing another build, it reminded me why I don't like, or why I stopped doing this in the beginning, to begin with. It's because I get frustrated with it now. I don't have the patience anymore. That's really what it is. I'm a very impatient person. Just won't sit there and wait, and I just assume get a hammer and fix it that way. But no, so what I wanted to do, which was in the middle of this project, this fiasco that kind of just popped up, I been wanting to get an aluminum frame for another a 1911 build. I wanted a aluminum lightweight frame, and I wanted to put the 22 conversion slide on it. Basically, by doing so, you'd have this really, really lightweight 1911 that you got the aluminum conversion slide and you got an aluminum frame. This comes from a good friend of mine back on the island. He was just kind of like my mentor, a guy that taught me a lot about this stuff, because I was patient enough and understood that, hey, look, listen to these older guys, listen to them, because they know a lot more than you do, and if they're taking the time to teach you something, listen up. That's something a lot of people lack these days. They just kind of rely on doing it themselves and jerry-rigging stuff. So I paid attention to things he said. Now, he had one of these that he had done. He had done one on aluminum frame with the same aluminum conversion top end on it. And I always remember that thing was just amazing. I always wanted one. So this has been, and that, mind you, that was probably a good 10 years ago, if not longer. Time flies. So this has been kind of a little project I've always had in my mind. I always thought I'd like to do it. And so it kind of came to, a reality by when I found a frame, a para-ordnance frame that was aluminum, and it was not expensive. It was $139 or something like that. So I said, well, you know what? I'm going to jump on this, and I'm going to do this, because this was the deal I've been waiting for. And lo and behold, another good buddy of mine out here had the conversion slide thing. So I procured that from him, and I started putting it together, and I wanted to see, when I got it all in, and the FFL guy, he received the lower for me, and I got it and took it home. Of course, me being antsy, I started trying to put it together. And of course, I didn't have all the parts. I usually have spare parts, but not that many spare parts for the frame. So I started to cannibalize this commander gun anyway, because I figured, well, it's out of commission, so I'm going to cannibalize parts off of it. So that's what I did. By doing so, I ended up running into some really just, when you take parts off of one, the parts married themselves to that frame, and just throw them into another frame, you run into problems. This is not like the good old Polymer Wonder stuff. So I had to, without modifying the parts that I cannibalized, because I knew I was going to want to put them back to where they came from. I just wanted to see if this thing would work. Everything on it was just stiff. Everything was just stiff. It finally, it kind of broke itself loose, and I finally got it to work and everything. So, yeah, that was a heck of a little excursion trying to do all that. But you know, it all ended up good, and I'm very happy with the way that it operates and everything. So that's been fun. So I finally now just got the new part, or the ejector, in to replace the 9mm part, and it, like I said, it just dropped in right away. Now that was just such a saving grace for me to not have to break out pliers, hammers, you know, any kind of thing like that, sandpaper, trying to fit parts, because I by this time I was already done and tired with doing so. So anyway, so I did a little video. I shot a little video with the other 1911s, and just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about those, and talk about the really cool factor of the Series 70, the Mark IV, be it a Gold Cup or the standard plain Jane government model, which is my personal favorite. Just the kind of the cult following behind it, and how kind of hard it is, in a sense, if you think, to come across one of these that is still untouched, because a lot of people took them from back then and just kind of modified them in some way. So you know, for me, somebody that doesn't like things that are modified like that, so I kind of want to, you know, keep them the way they were. You end up, when you do find them, you end up paying a premium for them. But I did kind of want to make a video with that, and just kind of bundle all those together. Not sure if I will actually air that video this weekend, or the video that I filmed, because at the time I had access to a couple of different snubbies that I wanted to showcase, and one of them was a Model 60 that had some custom touches done to it, and another one is a Model 34, which is a little snub-nosed 22 that got lent to us. That was really cool. I actually got to shoot that one. The owner actually let me, you know, take it and fire it. I just wanted to shoot it just to see what it was like. It's such a cool little thing. So I did a couple videos with that, and I did shoot, since I had all these together. I had the Model 60 from another guy, and of course this Model 34. I thought, well, you know, it'd be kind of neat to collage a little video on J-frame snubbies, and kind of the dramatic difference of how the stainless steel looks from the blued to the Model 60 just being the basically Model 36 in stainless, with the trench sight, to this Model 34, which is the same frame size but has better sights on it. And then, of course, I wanted to throw one of mine in the mix, which is just the standard snub-nosed 38 Smith & Wesson K-frame, which is a 6-shot 38 special. Kind of wanted to throw all those together. So I'm not sure what video I'll end up posting up there this weekend, but we'll see. You know, so been kind of tinkering around with that, and you know, just trying to figure out stuff, and in the middle of, you know, of course, everything is just crazy busy for now and everything. So, but I do appreciate everybody sticking around. Sorry, we had a little bit of equipment failure, so we're back on with you now, and hopefully some more radios to come. So thanks for tuning in, folks.